So I thought this was very interesting, and I want to give a shout out to Baltimore for this said reason. So, two Ravens players came forward after the game versus us on Thursday and gave their opinions on Logan Wilson being a dirty player, which a lot of people are accusing him of being a dirty player just because he did a hip drop tackle, which is still legal in the NFL. And I agree, it's a very questionable tackle formation, meaning because you could hurt a player. But at the end of the day, there's not many ways, as we've heard former NFL players come out and say, of tackling a player without doing it, right? And obviously, Mark Andrews got hurt for the season, and I hope him a speedy recovery. I hope everything works out. I hope he is back, better than ever. But at the end of the day, it is what it is at the end of the day, right? Football, as Roquan Smith said for the Ravens, foot injuries are a part of football. That's just how it works. And it's not really anyone trying to hurt somebody. It's simply just the fact that injuries are part of football. Well, anyway, so some Ravens players talked about it. And first off, we got to listen to is Patrick Ricard. This is the fullback. He actually joined the NFL as D tackle for the Ravens, but then he went to fullback, and he is known as one of the best fullbacks in the league. Ironically enough, the Ravens actually had a fullback before him that was amazing, and that was, of course, Kyle Juszczyk before he went to the 49ers. And then before that, they had Vontae Leach. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say. He said, everybody respects him. I don't think it was intentional or dirty, Ricard said, according to Ryan Mint of the Ravens official site. I think he's a great player. I have respect for him and think he plays the right way. I've never had a problem with him or heard anyone have a problem with him. Which is funny because all these, fans are coming out and saying, football fans saying, oh, this guy's so dirty for doing this tackle, so dirty. And then you have former NFL players. You have, obviously, the Baltimore Ravens players themselves coming out and saying, no, he's not dirty. That wasn't intentional to hurt anyone. It's just a tackle. And this is just how you have to stop someone who is running full speed away from you. And the only way you can tackle them is, again, by that drop tackle. Which, again, I agree it should be outlawed. I agree it should be banned from NFL. But until you ban it, that's the only way to stop somebody. We saw Ryan Clark talk about that earlier today, and it is what it is. Well, the second player who came out and talked was actually their linebacker. Not Roquan, but Patrick Queen. And this is what he had to say. I hate that Mark is hurt. Prayers for him. But at the end of the day, we play football. We play a tackle sport. I don't think a hip drop tackle is that bad of a thing. How else do you want us to tackle? Just let the guys run past you? And again, he is not wrong. And this is what so many players are coming out and saying and, really preaching to the choir is like, well, yes, it's obviously a chance of injury and a higher chance of injury doing that tackle than other tackles. There's really nothing you can do. And as Ryan Clark said, there's only two options here. First off is option one, which is the drop tackle, which again could cause injury. The second one is literally just to grab them on their waist or their torso and try to stop them or try to get in front of them and stop them. And if the player is fast enough or you're just not fast enough as a player, you're kind of crapped out of luck then, right? You're not going to be able to tackle him and he's going to be going for a touchdown. So if that's what people want, then let's just go to flag football, right? Because if you want to take away hitting, if you want to take away, not hitting, but you want to take away tackling for football and you don't want any player to get injured, and trust me, I hate it when any player is injured. Even though, yes, it helped us in the short term in this game, I hated seeing Mark Andrews hurt. That's awful. I never want to see it. When Lamar got hurt, I was saying how awful it was. I never want to see a player get injured. But at the end of the day, it is a part of football. And, right now, Deshaun Watson's out for the year for the Browns. Joe Burrow is out for the year with the Bengals. So it is what it is, right? And I would not blame any single player on the Baltimore Ravens here for hurting or intentionally trying to hurt Joe Burrow. No one did. Neither did the Texans. It's just a part of football, and it's awful, but it is what it is, right? And we kind of have to just get better, well, not get better, kind of move on and go through the whatever, right? But at the same time, when I see so many players coming out, not players, my bad, NFL fans coming out and saying, oh, that Logan Wilson should be suspended for 3 games. He should be suspended and fined. He should be fined so heavily for his 3 hits on Odell, on was Lamar Jackson, and on Mark Andrews. He should be kicked out of the league for that. He should be suspended indefinitely. For what? For literally just doing a legal tackle and doing the only way you can legally tackle people in the NFL. I mean, when you have actual NFL players coming out and saying how, again and again, how this is the only way to tackle people in the NFL, even an offensive player in Patrick Ricard coming out and saying this, I mean, I don't know what else you want them to do. Because if you're like, well, they should never do that again, then play flag football. Then play flag football, because that's all you're going to end up getting. I mean, I hate to tell you this, and I agree 1,000%. Anyone who takes a headshot, who are headhunting, they should be kicked out of the NFL. Anyone who's twisting someone's ankle after on the ground, like twisting it like this, kind of how Sue used to do back in the day, kicked out of the NFL. But if you're going to really sit there and say that, drop tackles or any kind of, the more hard-hitting tackles needs to be taken out of the league, I don't know what to tell you. It's a bang-bang sport. It's a gladiator sport, and while it sucks to see, again, like here, Joe Burrow on the ground and injured, it's a part of football. And as long as they're not doing it intentionally, and again, no way was Logan Wilson doing any of this intentionally to hurt somebody. He was simply doing a tackle. And the way to stop the player is that way. And at the end of the day, yeah, it sucks that, Mark Andrews got hurt. It sucks that, in this game, Odell Beckham got hurt. It sucks that, of course, Lamar Jackson had an injury in this game. But it's just how it is, man. And I feel like if Mark Andrews doesn't go down for the season here, we probably don't talk about this. And I think that's really what this comes down to. One of the best tight ends in the league got hurt, and he's out for the season. And I think if Mark Andrews did not get hurt on that play, and it was just whatever, he didn't get hurt, this would never have been brought up again or talked about at all. And I think the only reason why it's keep being talked about is because of the fact that whenever somebody gets hurt, then you have all these people who got upset from that fan base and saying it needs to be banned, it needs to be outlawed, and the player should be kicked out of the league because of it. Every player in the NFL on defense, in some way, some fashion, uses this tackle. And sometimes it causes an injury, sometimes it doesn't. And it sucks. It is what it is. I know I saw that Lou defended him, Logan Wilson. I know I also saw Zach Taylor defended Logan Wilson, and I will defend him too. Because at the end of the day, you can make up all the storylines of, oh, I think he's a dirty player, I think he's a dirty player. This guy is a great player. He's not dirty. He's a great person. And at the end of the day, it does suck how it ended up. And I do wish the best for Mark Andrews. But I'm sorry, it's football. And if you can't stand that, don't watch it then. Don't watch football if you can't stand that. Because we're not going to flag football anytime soon. So unless you want to watch flag football, which they do have flag football leagues, if you really want to root for a flag football team, you can. Go root for one. But it's not going to change anything about the NFL. Sorry, guys. I mean, not sorry, guys, to Bengals fans, but those who are upset and triggered by it. See you guys next one. Peace out.